My name is Rebecca. Oh, there we go. I am one of the other board members of Liang Hawaii, and Yvette just jumped onto. Yvette and Anthony and I are all students of the language Ilocano, which is the Northern Philippine language. And we actually helped start Liang as a way for us to get in touch with our roots, our linguistic roots, and our ancestors and our history. So I'm just really grateful for Maose. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys, I'm in Japan and there's some announcement coming on. Sumimasen. But basically just want to say thank you so much. And we're so excited for you guys to go on this journey of using your language and just getting into it. And so, yeah, just enjoy. And Yvette, if you have anything to say.
You're muted.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to say thanks for joining us today. So happy to see everybody here. Thank you, Mosi, for holding this space. I'm looking forward to your folks' journey.
Get here.
We lost you, Yvette. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought it was just me.
We're having technical difficulties.
Sorry, I'm having like technical difficulties here. Yeah, I just it's so great to see everybody here today. Thanks for joining us today. And just so starting with Mosi. Thank you, Mosi, for holding the space.
And with that, we'll hand it off to you. I'm sorry, I don't think we can stay on, but we hope you guys have a great first class.
Thank you.
Enjoy, congratulations. Kabla'au, that means congratulations in Ilocano. Have fun, you guys. See you soon, aloha.
Aloha. All right, talo for everybody. So this class started about 4 months ago. There was a call out on the Buy Nothing Oahu group for people to offer up services instead of just offering up material goods. And one of the things that that I offered up was the ability to teach Samoan language. I've been teaching it for a few years now at different nonprofits around Hawaii. We've kind of gone out and gone independent on our own. So Dana and I were the first two people. You see Dana over there in the corner. We were the first two people to start the initial free class, and then Liang came along and they picked us up and they gave us some funding so that we could make it a little bit more professional. So big shout out to them. Thank you again to Liang. Thank you to the Hawaii People's Fund for funding the program. Also, big thank you to Adam Keawe Manalo-Camp for hooking us up with the nonprofit, and especially to Dana and to my wife over there, Uesa, for being the support team and helping me to run these programs. We initially started the curriculum over at Lehua Samoan Language School in Salt Lake. So there's a curriculum that was built there, and it was intended to be shared throughout the community so that we'd have a basis, small standardized example of the language and how to speak it. So that initial curriculum has been shared with most of the other nonprofits, and that's kind of the base where we go from teaching. But we have a lot of other resources as well. We have the works of Mataitusi Simanu Ali'i, who was a teacher of the oral histories, as well as Samoan speech over at UH Manoa. We also have writings of Tofaiono Tavale Tanvasa out of New Zealand, and we have the Samoan Dictionary by Milner, and we also have the Ngangana Samoa book from Ngalumani Manahankin. So from all of those different resources, we try to come together and have a conversation about Samoan language. So it's not just giving out material, but also to have a back and forth, have questions, and see if we can discuss the language, because discussing it and also speaking it will help us to better learn it rather than just reading words off of a paper. Our language is a living language, which means we learn it by using it and living it and not just reading it. So that's why it's very, very difficult to just get written materials and try to learn it from there. We need to have people to speak it with, and we also need to have the conversation. We need to be able to feel comfortable enough that if there are questions, we can ask those questions so that we can get the answers we need to be able to communicate effectively. So my name is Uesa Tuitele again. My wife Uesa down below, and then Dana. This is our three-man crew right here. We also have George, who's my wife's cousin. He was with the last free class that we were just doing very informally on Facebook. And Liang has given us the funds to be able to continue this for a 10-week program every Sunday, same time for the next 10 weeks. We're going to be studying different parts of conversational Samoan, as well as one song by the title of Sa Bali Bali. Sa Bali Bali means go for a walk. And we'll also be studying the story of Sina and the Tuna. So those are the three parts of the Samoan language that we're going to be studying. Since it is our first day today, I'd like to give a little bit of time to everybody to just kind of go around and introduce ourselves, get comfortable, and get to know each other. So if anybody wants to, especially my two admins right here, Dana and Uesa, if you guys would start off, and then we can go down the line and just get to know each other real quickly before we begin with the materials for learning.
Uesa, you can go first.
Huh?
She's putting the baby down.
Oh.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Dana. I expressed interest to Mausi to learn Samoan language because my mom was born and raised there, and we never took the effort to learn. And now that she's passed, I really want to make the effort to learn our native tongue and more about our culture. So I reached out to Mausi, and he started this class, and here we are. Yeah.
No, my way for tour.
Salofa. My name is. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can.
Okay. My name is Uesa Christina Tuitele. I was born and raised in American Samoa, the village of Fa'alu. Basically, Samoan language is a big part of who I am. And I'm glad to be in this class. I can help those who wants to learn, and yeah, thank you.
Okay, can I have the rest of the class? Anybody can start, please.
Okay, this is my first time on Zoom, so I'm not sure how to do all this stuff.
No worry, Roxanne. You can go ahead. Just your name and where you're from and what made you want to learn Samoan.
Okay, my name is Roxanne. It's similar to the other story. My mother is Samoan, but her mother came here from Samoa and just wanted to be westernized. So we didn't learn the culture or anything. And my mom always wanted to. So my mother has passed, and so I want to learn. That's basically why. And it's hard to the books, right? Because I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it right or what. So that's why I took the class. and that's me.
Oh, Malo, after. I'll pick somebody. We'll go with Savili.
My name is Savili Bartley, born and raised on Oahu, out here in Wai'anae. Same as some other people, but my mom is Hawaiian, my dad is Samoan. And the reason why I want to take this class is because I never had the privilege to learn growing up. And sometimes it was hard because my grandma spoke Fu Samoan, didn't speak any English. So that was kind of how I learned a little bit, was hang out, take care of grandma. But now she's passed, and now I barely have that. Or my dad speaks Samoan, but I barely have like access to actually just sit down and learn Samoan. So thank you for offering this class for us.
Hallo, Faftay. Ja, fasolok ya Lin Famolik.
Hi, you guys. My name is Lynn. I'm a teacher, like in construction, so I sometimes have Samoan people, and I grew up with Samoan people, like my neighbors and things like that in Kalihi. So just wanted to know their language. It's always good to know the language. To me, like Polynesian culture, like Samoan, Hawaiian, and the Asian, the Filipino, their food is the same, but you know, we just speak the same language. But you know, just knowing the culture, how to work with them. You know, someday they always say Samoan has a lot of different similarities to the Filipinos. So when this class was offered, I was like, hey, that would be so cool to just learn to speak. And you know, the famous Samoan songs, you know, just to understand them a little bit. So I'm taking this class just to, you know, learn the greetings, just to get to know a different language, and just, you know, having to say, oh, I understand what you're saying. You know? So that's why I'm here. And hopefully, you know, learning is never easy, but in the long run, it's worth it. So.
Thank you, Mahal. Can we go over to Damon, please?
Talofa. I'm Damon. I'm not Samoan. I'm Black or African American, whatever you prefer is fine. My wife is Samoan. She's from American Samoa, born and raised. We've been married over 20 years. We have 5 children. So I've picked up a lot just on the periphery. You know, yeah, like on the outside, I guess you could say, but close to the culture. So I've always had an interest in taking a formal class. I've had most of the books my OC mentioned, I have them from Peace Corps recordings and all, you know, stuff like that. But I've never had a formal class, so a lot of the context misses me. I know a lot of words, but not the context, pretty much. So I'm just looking forward to, you know, learning more.
After Ale Pony.
Talofa.
Oh.
My name is Kale Pony, and I was born and raised on Oahu in Makaha. My husband is Samoan, and he's from Leone Village in American Samoa. And I want to learn Samoan because so I'm Hawaiian and Hawaiian Palangi, and my son is in Hawaiian immersion school. And I also have, I've had exposure to Hawaiian language, but I want him to also have his Samoan side, and I want him to know that, and I want to be a part of it as well. So that's why I'm taking this class, so I can, it's not just his dad, but his mom too, who knows the language.
Mahalo. Mahalo. Going over to Rob.
Talofa, thanks for having us. Really happy to join y'all for a class. I was born in San Diego, and I live up in Eureka, California now, which is kind of deep in the country up here by the Oregon border. And so yeah, there's not a lot of opportunities for classes, and I wanted to jump on it. I got a lot of similar story to everyone else. I never was really raised in the language, and I'm looking to, I have young kids, and I would like to, impart them on some language at their young age, so we could learn together. I've been spending some time on the Indian reservations up here, working with Indians, and just seeing how the cultural is being revitalized through language, and how they are creating speakers, and kind of like you said in the beginning, not really just to learn the words, but to be speakers. So that kind of inspired me to look inward.
Peace.
Talofa. We signed up for this class for my son. He's 5 years old, but he was too ashamed to talk. So I'm half Samoan, and he is also half Samoan. So we just wanted him to be able to understand like the basics of Samoan language. Thank you.
George.
Hello, everybody. My name is George. Like Mausi mentioned, I'm Uesa's cousin. So I'm half Samoan, half Korean. And really, I just, I grew up around the language, just never really learned it. And the older I've gotten, I guess there's more regret that I didn't take more time to learn it. So thank you for providing this class. What's up, Afa? Afa boy?
Hey, Uncle. Lalo. Uncle George. Yeah. After George. B Kainoa Harmon family.
So my mom's Samoan Hawaiian, but my grandpa's the one that came over to Hawaii. So I never really learned the language growing up, but I grew up here in Haula on the North Shore of Oahu. So I just wanted to learn the language like everybody else.
Whatever. Hi. Dara?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Talofa. I am not Samoan, but I am very interested in the Samoan culture. I've always felt like the Samoans were such a proud people with such fun stories. So the folks that I've met, throughout my life, they've been so interesting. And so I actually saw this class on the Buy Nothing group. So thank you, Policy. I think you posted. So I'm just here to learn and absorb. I am Hawaiian, and I actually went to school with the Tuitele. Is Cam related to you?
Cameron, yeah.
Yeah. So, he's probably one of those folks in my past that always fun-loving, real good people. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you for doing this.
You can hear him on Josh Tatofi's new songs.
Yeah, and then also on the HPD website, he's famous.
Yeah. That's right. Thank you very much, Dara. Mahalo nui. And then last but not least, we have Rachel Adams from Molimoli.
Hi, sorry about that. I think I was coming in and out. My internet was all messed up. So I probably caught only blips of what everyone's saying, but my name is Rachel Adams. My family is from Samoa, still lives there on the western side, but I was born and raised here. My parents did not teach me to speak Samoan, and so I'm interested.
Mahalo. And then that is everybody. Thank you very much.
You forgot Tinora.
Oh, yeah, Tinora, sorry. It's going all over the place, so I can't see the entire list of people. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Tinara, go ahead when you're ready.
Talofa, everybody. My name is Tinora. I was born and raised on the island of Oahu. I currently live in Wahiawa. Similar story to everybody else. My mom is Hawaiian, Japanese, and my dad is Samoan and Tongan. He was actually born and raised in Samoa. So, and he speaks fluent Samoan. So I'm taking this class to hopefully understand what he is saying and hopefully not yelling at me. And yeah.
Malo lava faftai. Ya atono leo atoa tupele faftai tele lava. All right. So I know we gave a little bit of background on the program. I'm just going to give a short background on myself and then kind of see where we're at. So yeah, I was also born and raised here on the island of Oahu. My father is from the village of Leone. My mother is actually Portuguese. She's born and raised here in Kailua. Again, it's just like all of you. We didn't speak it growing up. I'm the oldest of 5. My dad didn't really teach it to us. But I found out through my own trial and error is that it's not something that you really teach. In Samoan, our style of teaching is that you go and do, and you learn by experience. So everything in Samoa, there's no real mentorship. You kind of just go in there and what do they call it? Oleo oyai. That's what they call it. Once you get there and do it yourself, you learn by doing. So that's been kind of my journey for the last 41 years of my life, is just experience everything on my own. It wasn't a very easy journey. I didn't get a lot of support, which is why I'm very big on supporting everybody who comes to me and everybody who I have seen kind of be neglected by the educational system, because we do have certain Samoan programs in place, but they don't always have the best intention for the Samoan people. They rather have intentions for the funding that that we get. So there's been a lot of abuse, but I don't want to get too much into that because I'm not trying to badmouth anybody. I'm just trying to say that that's been my experience, and because I've experienced it, it's made me come from a place that makes me want to genuinely offer things to those who come to me. Sorry, my internet connection is getting a little unstable. Sorry, it's telling me the meeting is going to end in 10 minutes, but I paid for a pro account, so I don't understand why the meeting has got a time limit. Anyway, long story short, I had to go through everything that all of us are going through on my own, and I've come to the point right now where I've been able to speak for my family on many, many different occasions, and I'm trying to help as many people as I can just learn the language, because I feel like the more that people that we have learning the language, the better it's going to be for those who want to speak it, because you need to have other people to speak it with in order for the language to continue to survive. We may have to end this meeting and then come back in, because apparently my my subscription needs to be updated again. But we can start for now. Dana has the she's got the materials we're going to be studying for today, and then we can go over that, and then we'll just see when the meeting ends on its own. I'm going to turn it over to you have the first days. Okay, perfect. There we go. So Falegagana Samoa is a concept that we came up working together with Kumu, Lehua, Kawaikapuokalani, Frank Hewett. He explained to me and a couple of other Usos in an interview that we were doing with him about Hawaiian culture, about the concept of what's called a Falegagana, which is a Halevanana, which is a place that you go to become proficient in cultural values and practices. So I took the language and I changed it into a Samoan version of it, Falegagana, and I wanted to create a place, especially online now with the COVID pandemic and also with everybody living so far away from each other, so many Samoans so spread out. I thought it would be a good time to bring us all together in this with these tools and be able to share these tools together on this platform. So I'm sorry, Dana, did we lose you? Yes, we did lose Dana. Okay, there's Dana back. Welcome back, Dana. Thank you, Dana. So basic rundown here of Samoa itself. So you have what's called Tutuila right here, where under the, right above where it says American Samoa. So that's where the villages of Leone, Nu'uli, Pango, they're all over there in American Samoa. To the left of American Samoa, you have what was formerly known as Western Samoa. Now it's now known as Independent Samoa. And that would comprise of the islands of Upolu and Savaii. Upolu is the island where the capital is Apia, and then Savai's capital is Salelolonga. To the extreme right of Tutuila and American Samoa, you have the Manua Islands. Manua Islands were the home of the original kings of all of the Pacific. The Tui Manua was known, his dynasty spread throughout Tonga and Fiji as well. When the Tongans actually came through American Samoa and Upolu and Savaii, they actually did not go over to Manua to extend their reign over there out of respect for the Tui Manua. So Manua has always been a sacred place within the Pacific. Manua is comprised of the islands of Olosenga, Ofu, and is there another one? Ofu, Olosenga, and Ta'u. Can we go over to the next? There we go. So starting with our language introduction. Now I'm gonna send you guys this slide to the emails that we got. Liang pretty much takes care of all of the mass emailing and the admin work. I just have to forward to them to give them the green light to send it to you guys, but you don't have to worry about copying this down because it's going to be sent to your email. But this is a basic Samoan introduction, very, very basic. Oh, they sent it to you guys already? Can everybody hear me?
I don't think they sent it.
Oh, okay. I'll make sure that we get it sent out to everybody. No worries, no worries. I will make sure it's sent out. Let me get there. Okay, we got 4 minutes left. But this is a basic, simple introduction. So Samoan is actually my third language. I spoke English first growing up. I learned Marshallese when I was about 14, and I only spoke Marshallese from 14 to about 22. When I was 22, I finally went back to Samoa and started working at Starkist and learning how to speak my language from there. Besides, normal everyday fi'aus or just the things you do around the house, I started to actually learn how to have conversations in Samoa once I was 22. But because I have experience with Marshallese, and I also have experience now learning Hawaiian with some of the Hawaiian kumus that are online, there's a basic, you can't talk language without talking about colonization just a little bit, but because there was a standardization of all of our languages that happened throughout the Pacific. And basically what they did was they took a lot of our language, translated it into English, and then that became the standard for how we teach it in schools till this day. And it's uniform practice throughout New Zealand, Marshall Islands. I'm not so much sure about Hawaii. Hawaii seems to have a more genuine, more pure form of the language because it was revitalized since the Hokulea and the big renaissance that went on with the Hawaiians. But in Samoan, it's very evident when I read it. There's a lot of things that are just word for word translated from English. But this is the basic translation or the basic greeting that we get when we're introducing ourselves to somebody. In Samoan, we call it fa'afeloa inga in respect speech. The other term that we use for greeting is called fa'atalofa. Fa'a means method, and then talofa means to greet. So the method in which we greet folks. So in the beginning right there, Tina, if you can move the cursor over to the talofa. So basic talofa. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the kahako and the okina, we also have those in Samoa as well. So there's usually a kahako over the A in talofa because it is, it's implying that more than one person is involved. So instead of saying like myself, it's ta alofa, two of us, ta ua, ta to, ta lofa. Ta alofa o lo'u ingoa o ma'osi. Hello, my name is Ma'osi. Again, there's supposed to be a homililiu or a okina in between the o'u and lo'u, and that would be mine. So, hello, my name is Ma'osi. Ta'alofa o lo'u ingoa o Ma'osi. As you can see, we got the translation down there below, but this is the basic way of just introducing yourself. This isn't how we usually go around introducing ourselves to people when we first meet them. I don't really tell them my age and all of that other stuff, but it's good to know. It's good to have the vocabulary in your arsenal. So talofa o lo'ingoa o ma'osi o te saumai Kailua. I'm from Kailua. Again, with o'u, we're speaking about ourselves. So anything that's a possessive, anything but the two vowels between the O and the U has to have a komiliu or a okina in between there. So o'u matua, again, another long A in matua, o pekelo ma Carla. My parents are Pekelo and Carla. And then fast fulumaritasi o tausanga. I am 41 years old. We have less than a minute here on the meeting, so I'm going to end it real quick, and then I'm going to invite everybody back in. I apologize again. This meeting is not supposed to have a time limit, but apparently we have issues with the subscription. So.